Okay. Do we go for a ride? Ready? Ready? All right, let's go. Let's go for a ride. Wow, this thing is amazing in the snow. Cannot believe how good this thing is in the snow. You're gonna want to check out this video. What's up, everyone? Got a fun one today. We just had our first big snowstorm of the season, and I want to go see how the Lightning does with these Toyo open country AT3 EV tires handle this deep snow. I know they haven't plowed my drive. I'm sorry, they did plow my driveway. I have a plow guy, but they haven't plowed the roads yet. So, pretty excited to see how this bad boy is going to do in the snow. All right. Obviously, got Rocket here. He's always here for the ride, but yeah, let's go see how this thing does in the snow. There's definitely been people on the roads, but they definitely haven't plowed. I'm not even going to go in the tracks that people have been driving in. I want to stay in the deep stuff. There's some in this neighborhood. It's, you know, I live out in the country, so it's always hills. You're either going uphill or going downhill. So this will be a fun little test for the Lightning. And I'll say right now, I'm going like 25 miles an hour. Feels pretty planted. Trying to hit all the deep stuff and stay out of the tracks that people have driven, but yeah, you can definitely feel the weight of this thing in the snow for sure. Like, it just feels confident. Let me get over here in the deep stuff. Now, this is a pretty steep hill. What grade is this? I think I can tell on here. Pitch and roll. Let's see. Yeah, this is a 5% grade that we're going up right now, 6%. And I'm just in normal mode. The 2024 doesn't have like a slippery mode or a snow mode or anything like that. I believe they do in the 2025 models and newer. But that's fine. I mean, it's all-wheel drive normally, right? So that really doesn't bother me at all. I am in normal mode. I just verified. Oh yeah, woo! Look at that, fishtailing. I'm really punching it though. Like, I hit it hard. But even then, like, you know, I really just put the hammer down with the pedal, and it definitely fishtailed, as you can probably see in the video, but it wasn't like out of control. Like, it was gripping. It was definitely gripping, which is great to feel. So we're going downhill. We'll do a brake check here and see like how much these tires slide in this deep snow. Okay, wow, that is super impressive. So I just locked up the brakes completely. And I am sliding, but the truck kept me in the lane. Like, it kept me going straight. I could feel the brake in all four corners hitting at different times as I went down this hill. So that was awesome. I didn't know it did that, but it kept me from going off the road or big turns. It kept me moving just gently forward as I'm sliding, but in a controlled slide. That was really cool. Well done, Ford. I did not know that they built that feature into the Lightning. That was cool. Super impressed with that. But yeah, I mean, I'm handling these turns pretty confidently. You know, these I'm going faster than I probably would in dry weather in this snow. And I'm going to hit the brakes again to see what it does. Locked up. But again, you see that I've been locked up that entire time and it was no problem. Like it just keeps you straight. That is super cool. I'm gonna go hit a really steep hill here in a few minutes. Up here comes a car. Yeah, turning, you know, from a dead stop, just a normal turn. I mean, I'm hitting the gas like I normally would. This thing just hugs the corner in the snow. And I think it's probably a really good all-wheel drive system paired up with some really good tires, right? These are the Toyo Open Country AT3s, the EV version. And they've been doing great. They're doing great in the snow. As you can see, these roads are not plowed at all. These are just tracks for people driving, and I'm staying in between the tracks so I can you know, really put this thing to the test. But I gotta say, I feel really confident. You know, I'm doing 30 miles an hour to 32 down this road like I normally would. You know, no concern at all. I think the weight of the truck really does have a positive effect on it when driving in the snow. Now, I think that probably has a little bit of an adverse effect when braking in the snow, right? Because it is such a heavy vehicle, there is so much momentum that you have to hit the brake. But even without locking up my brakes, just normal braking, this is nothing to it. Nothing to it at all. It had no trouble stopping there whatsoever. So this is really cool. Looks like some people out there snowboarding. That's awesome. Now this is a pretty steep hill here. I'm curious to see how we handle this. This is I am sliding. I'm trying to get out of the track. There we go. Yeah, I'm definitely sliding. This is a big hill. This is a big hill and this is a heavy vehicle. So I'm really curious how this thing is going to come up this hill. That was an 8% grade. I was definitely sliding around a little bit more than I have been, but that's a steep hill for sure. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of expected because you have to give it more gas. Now, if I went slower, I'm sure I would have been just fine. I wouldn't have slid around at all. But again, I'm out here, you know, I love driving and playing in the snow with my vehicle, so I want to see what this thing can do, right? And I want to show everybody else what this thing can do. If you're tuned into this channel, so this is for you. I mean, this is an 8% grade as well, and yeah, I am just cruising up this no problem. I can definitely feel some slippage in the wheels, right, but not enough to where I'm losing control at all. Like I'm perfectly in control and comfortable and not worried about it. But that was great. Yeah, that was a pretty big hill to come up. So yeah. Coming up to a stop sign. This is always a tricky stop sign because it's downhill. Oh, this thing is braking like it's nothing. Yeah, I was worried about, with the weight of this, the braking and sliding out into the intersection, because that's real. You know, that happens to people. But yeah, there was nothing to it at all with this. So super excited to see how this is performing. Now I'm out on more of a main road, and obviously it's been plowed, and they've put some sand down, it looks like. But wow, I gotta say, super impressed. I think, you know, with a regular full-size truck, or, you know, a gas version of an F-150, you have all the weight in the front with the engine, right, and not a lot of weight in the back. So I really do think that the battery pack being in the middle of the cab just makes the biggest difference, right? It's super heavy, and it's to the lowest point in the vehicle, so your center of gravity is really low, which is great, and it's evenly distributed from front to back. So I think that just makes this thing just awesome in the snow. Yeah, I mean, if you have a Lightning and you're questioning it, or looking at a Lightning and you're questioning, you know, whether it's good in snow, I think this answers it. Now, I think it's a combination of the vehicle itself with the all-wheel drive and the tires I have. I did not cheap out on tires. You just always want good tires, right? I never want to have to worry about my tires. I actually had somebody comment on my tire review video about, you know, the LT version of tires versus the SL version of these Toyo Open Countries. And I answered him on that one honestly, just gave him my thoughts on it. You know, what I think is, and my thing was, and this is different for everybody, it's not, you know, this is just my opinion. I never want to worry about tires when I'm out just driving on the highway, or when I'm out off-roading or going to campsites, towing. I never want to have to worry about tires.